What up, everyone? So, another day, another episode of me and my project car, which I'm gonna build. So, let's get right into it. And yesterday, you saw I basically at the end of the day, I sprayed some parts where I think I need some material to work with. It's either a hole or either mistakenly, pre-cut it. Here, I pre-sprayed it some parts that was like chipped off, so that should be also fixed completely. And I think today our goal is to actually make completely exactly the same and start looking for all the differences and fix those, measure that everything is exactly the same with the numbers, with the wides, angles and everything else. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Yesterday I have received few more questions actually, and the first one was actually what foam do I use? So these are just sprayable expanding foam for covering gaps between the windows, between the doors. This is the cheapest one I could probably find, I think it was €2 90 for one canister of this. So just regular, nothing special, nothing with some kind of crazy company and so on. Works well. There are some brands that are, when you spray it, when it hardens, it becomes either very soft or it becomes very fragile, so almost like a waffles, so that is pretty not good material to work with. So the most best you can find is actually that hardens, and it's between the soft and the hard. And at the time, of course, any foam should be pretty much fragile, so not a big lifetime span. So another question was what tools do I use? Regular ruler, some sponge, I think it's 36 grit, very easy to trim off. You can either use for for sheetrock, there are grinding tool for the edges. You can also use that is very good also. A knife, but this one I use, I don't know, can you see it, but I use these are cheap Chinese blades, but those are in a steeper corner, so you can really get into that grooves and so on. Just some saw. This one I just purchased from some kind of store, and it was used for to cut dowels for the wood. It's have so little tiny bits this teeth that you cannot really cut your hand, but it cuts really well through the foam. And of course some markers. Why not, red, green, yeah, black, doesn't matter. Some kind of either chisel. I use just a screwdriver to get inside, and you cannot reach it with your fingers, so I just poke everything out. And yeah, that's pretty much. I mean, yeah, of course I use my leveling laser, but it's not super either expensive, and you can find it in either store, but it's inconvenient to actually use it. You can use it just a regular ruler and do all the job. So yeah, pretty much that's how it looks now. I basically made the entire copy from the other side to the side that you saw, and that's basically all good. So right now I think I'm just gonna go and send some few deliveries to the persons, and probably when I'm gonna come back I will start to kinda measure to be exactly, like by centimeters and millimeters, exactly same, everything. If it needs adjusted, I'm just gonna send it and so on. So that is pretty much nothing so much of like interesting to watch, because there's no like visual progress, but there's being done by basically measuring and copying exactly same copies, which is very important, of course. So yeah. Right, so yesterday I have received another actually question which was pretty interesting to get, but the question was, why do I speak English though I'm Lithuanian and I'm living in Lithuania? Well, very simple answer. If I'm going to speak Lithuanian and basically gonna create a channel and some content only for like Lithuanian citizens, right? There are only going to be like few percent, which is not super high, of like outsiders that puts like captions and everything, So yeah, why English? Simply because it's a worldwide language, everybody knows it. There are many and many of people all around the globe, and basically that is the reason to be even more higher. If you're like shy and you don't wanna talk much different language, that is kinda your problem. But for me, even though my language is slightly broken, as you can probably sometimes hear, but it's not a big deal. That's why I'm like developing my own skills of speaking freely into to the people and so on, so I don't have any shyness, any like worry about that I will talk something not great or with some kind of mistakes and so on. So basically, if I'm gonna do Lithuanian only, I'm gonna reach, let's say, this much only for my country, right? Not so important for everybody else. If I'm speaking English, the maximum limits is like basically unlimited from any country in the world, And either way, you can always select, captions. You can read it if you don't understand what I'm telling, what I'm saying actually. So that I think is pretty much easy for you guys to do so. And yeah, so I think I'm just gonna maybe package up and maybe gonna take you on a trip. I'm back. Unfortunately, few deliveries was kind of delayed because I didn't make it on time, but that's alright. But I remembered one thing to do with the car. And that is, if I have changed my like coilovers, and I thought that I'm gonna need to rip out like the seat. So I need to put everything in place, because right now I just place it like that. So I need all the screwed in everything. I need to clean up all the mess in here, like all the garbage and stuff. Basically, probably I have brought my vacuum cleaner, so I think I'm just gonna clean it, make it nice, because there are still like a lot of things inside, so I think we need to clean it. guys, I think that's gonna be it for today actually. So I basically just cleaned the car, moved all the garbage, all the extra things inside the car, and basically made at least nicer, you know, to sit, at least to drive it inside, outside, and so, you know. As always guys, if you like this episode, you know what to do. You drop a like, and see you guys next time.